Hey guys, I'm learning TFT and I'm sharing my learnings with you so that you can learn and I can learn better as well. In this video, I'm going to share with you a coaching session with Aesah where we VOD reviewed a couple of the games from the Tacticians Trials 2 from this last weekend. I had a pretty disappointing Trials experience and I dove into some of the fundamental learnings, but I also want to talk about, before I jump into the coaching session, the meta mindset of the day, which is trust the ripening or patience. So if you want to jump straight to the coaching session, take a look at the timestamp in the description below. So the meta mindset of the day, just to share with you a little bit more of my tournament experience, I went into Saturday morning having to bring my son to basketball practice and then picking him up. And I had to pick him up from uh, his practice an hour before his or before the trials tournament started. And on the way back, the school is about 20 minutes away. On the way back, there was a ton of traffic. And so I actually got home about 5 minutes before the tournament started, which really affected my ability to do my normal pre-tournament routine, which I usually like to meditate, get some exercise in, be able to like stretch, do some TFT Dojo puzzles to warm up, get a warm up game usually in a little bit earlier. And so it just messed with my whole routine. And that affected my first few games of the day. And there was one specific eighth place that I got that we actually go into in the coaching session with Aesah. And I was feeling really disappointed with what happened in the tournament because I feel like I this set, I feel like I've put a lot of systems and processes in place that were my goals coming into this set that I felt like I was much better prepared to be able to make a run in tournament. And I had done pretty well in the sub-regionals tournament the previous week. So I felt pretty confident coming in, and it was just disappointing to have my mental kind of shaky going into the tournament. And since the tournament, I have had a conversation with my wife to figure out how we can better load balance in the future. We'll probably, if there's a similar situation where stuff is kind of within the hour or two of a tournament starting, in the future, we'll probably just get a babysitter. Like, I think that's worth it for my own sanity to be able to more consistently perform in these tournaments. Either way, I was still disappointed. Like, I felt like on day one of trials, like I feel like I'm good enough now that I should be able to move beyond variance in that sense. But it's still a work in progress. And so that's why I want to talk about this idea of trust the ripening or patience, where sometimes I've put in a bunch of systems like I set up TFT Dojo, I built a community. We have over 100 players in the community. There's like 15 tier 1 players. In the TFT Dojo Discord, we have regular study sessions where we do puzzles together, we analyze patch notes, we do VOD reviews, we do live game, um, just play together. So I felt like that has helped me improve my game a lot, since a big part of my goal was just to get more involved in study groups. I also got invited into with Demacian Raptors EU study group, which has been amazing. Like these are all the things I want to do, which I think also, and then obviously TFT Dojo and the puzzles that we've created have helped me, I think, improve at line selection a lot. And we're actively working on stage one puzzles right now to better improve my early game and help other people as well. So I just like came into this with a lot of expectation and yeah, just super disappointed. But I do think I have in place a lot of the right systems and processes, like I said, where I just need more patience. And I've talked about this idea of patience in previous meta mindsets before, but I just want to revisit it. And if you haven't come across these ideas, I think it may be helpful for you as well. So trust the ripening. The poet Rilke said, "To be an artist means not to reckon and count, to ripen like the tree, which does not force its sap and stands confident in the storms of spring, without fear lest no summer might come after, does come." And so part of this I've talked about is this fear that I'm turning 40 in a few months, and there's a part of me that's like insecure, that's like, oh, I'm losing it. And then there's like, I have no actual evidence that like my intellectual capacity is declining. If anything, I feel like I can use my age and maturity and technical experience and experience building businesses to leverage, to be a leverage point, and not even necessarily view my lack of time ability, given that I have a family and other commitments, and to view that scarcity in time as a strength, that it's a scarcity that allows me to be more creative about how to create technology to help me learn more efficiently. And then also my I think my mental game, I've done a lot more work than where I was 20 years ago. And so like I feel like I do want to compete. I enjoy competing a lot, and I feel like I don't have signs of slowing down on that front, but it's just like this insecurity that I have. And so I think part of what Rilke is saying here is to just like maintain confidence, right? This is an idea that um, Garth Noob was talking about in my pro chat with him, that a lot of it is, yes, you want to put in the work, the effort, but at the same time, if you are going to commit, you also need to be confident that what you're doing will work. Even Ripple just did a talk with TFT Dojo talking about how to handle challenging openers and hard spots, which I will be posting that video tomorrow as well. One of the key ideas he talks about in there is when you have a difficult opener and you are playing some type of scaling 2-1 augment scaling strategy, you really want to make sure you're patient and not overcommit early. Because if you have a hypothesis and a thesis that when all of the dots connect and you are able to hit your board, let's say on 4-1, and you're all 2 stars because you have a scaling combat augment, let's say you have infinity protection or bodyguard training, comeback story, like your thesis is that once you hit all your 2-star forecasts on level 8, you will beat all the other level 8 forecast boards. And so to trust in your game plan and to be confident despite getting low HP and feeling like there's a storm coming your way and you're going to get knocked out early, like trust that the summer will come, right? That's a key idea. That if you're going, and this applies to TFT and it applies to your life, like to be creative in anything, to be innovative in anything, to be an entrepreneur, to break the status quo and to go against the grain, you have a hypothesis that you're testing. Stand confident in your beliefs and test the hypothesis out fully. And my hypothesis for myself to compete more is that I know I can't compete on time. And so my advantage is to leverage my ability to learn, to be able to build technology that can assist in learning, to use the social skills that I built over time and my ability to leverage content creation through YouTube to put myself in contact with players that are better than me so that I can learn from them. And my hypothesis is if I can combine all of this and be part of multiple study groups, then the dots will connect, the the fruit will ripen, right? Trust the ripening. And so even though this tournament was disappointing for me. Like if I look at the big picture, I can have faith and confidence that like the fruit will come, even though it's not here yet. Goethe said, "The gardener knows, however small the tree, that bloom and fruit adorn its later years." So same idea is, yes, you're watering the plant, and you don't want to go too aggressive and overwater because then you might kill the plant. You also don't want to give up watering the plant when it's still early on because if you're a gardener, you're not expecting the bud to turn into a giant tree overnight. And that's just as true for most things in life. It's for sure true in TFT. If you expect to be the best player in the world just overnight because you think you should be the best, like that's not going to happen. But if you're patient, and just this is just as true in your life and your career, if if you're patient and you have work ethic and you are committed and enjoy the process of gardening, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever field that you're in, whether that's playing TFT or whatever career you're in, if you can commit in the long term and have a process of getting better every day, the fruit will come. And so I sometimes lose sight of that even for myself. But for most things in my life, that has always been true. And so I just kind of need to remind myself. Robert Louis Stevenson said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." And so winning right now is reaping the seeds that you planted maybe a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. And so I've planted a lot of seeds lately. All the things that I described with TFT Dojo, study groups, been creating these videos that allowed me to reach such a wide audience and have a platform to share TFT Dojo with, to attract people to join a study group with. Those are all seeds that I planted in the past. All the coaching I've done in the past, all of the introspection, analyzing my own VODs, those are all seeds that allows me to be able to compete in these or even qualify for these tournaments, which, even just a few years ago, I would have been surprised by. And so even now, like I'm part of it, this too is this challenge of when you reap some fruit, it tastes really sweet in the beginning, and then you get used to it, and then you expect more and more. And so I'm reaping plenty of fruit today that even if I just asked myself a year or two ago, like how sweet would that fruit have tasted? And a year or two ago, I'd be like, that'd be amazing. Like to imagine where I am today with what I've done with TFT, both in terms of my gameplay and as well as like what I've been able to build with virtual with TFT Dojo, the communities that I've fortunately enough to be a part of, my Paris experience, just the amount of reception I've gotten with TFT Dojo, like seeing Frodan stream it on tournament day where we got like I think we got something like 250 new applicants over this last weekend. The reception to has been wild, and I do believe that we're barely scratching the tip of the iceberg with what TFT Dojo can do, and all of this is planting the seeds. And so yeah, like for myself, I'm disappointed, but I know the seeds are there. If I keep watering it, I'm going to get better as a TFT player. And I think that's just as true for many things in life as well. Plato said, "Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow." As long as you're figuring out a way to get better every single day, like that alone is worth patting yourself on the back on. Doesn't matter that if you aren't exactly where you want to be right now, as long as you're making a little bit of progress every day, like you will get somewhere interesting. Maybe you might not get to exactly where you want to go, although it drastically improves your odds. You'll probably get somewhere interesting because you're just challenging yourself consistently. Confucius said, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." a lot of times, especially in the beginning of a big project or task or goal that you set for yourself, it can be really intimidating to get there, and it can feel like you're too far away, or that it's impossible, or that it's just going to be too hard. And the basic idea here is to do something that big, to move a mountain. It always begins with carrying away small stones. It always begins doing with something small every day, just watering the seed every day. And that something small snowballs into something big. It's like the idea in stage 2, where if you make 10 gold early, that extra interest snowballs into something big, right? But for someone that doesn't understand that concept, when they first begin playing TFT, they just lose out to people that hard econ and have way more gold at the end of the day, right? And so the same idea applies to this meta idea of getting better at anything. If you get a little bit better every day, you move a small stone every day, you do a little bit of watering every day, and you maintain confidence and faith and trust that the ripening is occurring, trust in the ripening, that's how you eventually move a mountain. One of my favorite quotes by Steve Jobs is, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. And so a lot of times when you're moving forward, you can just get frustrated over and over again, and the dots seem like a jumbled mess, and that they don't connect at all, and that nothing's going to work out. But usually, if you maintain faith and trust combined with a work ethic and a hypothesis on why what you're doing will work, and obviously adjusting course if it's not, usually the dots will connect, and oftentimes in ways that you maybe would not have imagined before. And like for me, I just started doing like coaching a while ago because I wanted to get better. I started creating YouTube videos because I wanted to share what I was learning with other people. And I also thought that by sharing it, I would get more feedback from people that could help me get better. And then I just slowly started to like talk with, Marcel randomly reached out to me because we happened to be in a bunch of games together. And I started to talk with more top players through just like random means, getting more coaching from them. And then I had this idea to vibe code, like the first iteration of TFT Dojo, uh, just to get better myself. And then, fast forward to now, where because of all of the stuff on YouTube and the connections I made through coaching, I was able to basically connect with a lot of top tier players and attract a lot of top tier players to give feedback on how to improve TFT Dojo. And then now with TFT Dojo, we can, with community stats, be able to see what a lot of top challenger and pro players decisions they would make. And none of that would have, I did not, a few years ago when I first started doing coaching and started creating YouTube videos, I did not, this was not a master game plan that I had back then. But it's like when Weijin describes playing the game where he does not commit to a line on 2-1 and he's playing flexibly and he's opening himself up to possible high rolls down the line. Like that's completely how this all happened. And I think that's also what Steve Jobs is saying here is if you trust that the dots will connect looking forward somehow in your future, you keep putting one foot ahead of the other, you keep pulling away a rock after another, you keep watering the plant every day, one day after another, keep working hard and committing yourself to some idea of something that you're interested and passionate about, odds are the dots will connect somewhere down the line, and it will make sense. And so that's something that I just needed kind of a reminder for myself on as a result of this tournament experience. It gives me more hope. And really, I have one more tournament with Aesah's coaching program, but in this kind of off season, I really want to make sure that I'm revisiting this idea and just going back to the basics of what it means to water the plant, to you know move one stone over another, not necessarily focus mm, on harvesting the fruit, like winning games right now, but rather planting more seeds. And all the stuff I'm doing with TFT Dojo right now is all about planting more seeds. So I hope this video is helpful for you in your life, in your TFT player, whatever seeds that you might be able to plant and water. I hope you're able to maintain faith and conviction and confidence that somehow the dots will connect down the line for you. I know this is not an easy thing to do because it can be hard to believe that when you're in a dark tunnel that there will be light at the end of it. But this has been effective for me over and over and over in my life when things have appeared the darkest, and it accounts for a lot of my success in life. And I'm hoping that if you are in a similar situation where maybe things seem dark to you today, that this can be a formula that you can follow, even if you yourself don't necessarily believe in it yet. Like, try it and experiment with it and see where it takes you would be the suggestion that I have for you to experiment with, because I think odds are that if you try it, things could very well work out. And even if it doesn't exactly work out the way you want it to, I think if you put one foot in front of the other, move one small stone, water the plant, something interesting can happen. Something positive and optimistic can happen. And a lot of the times, I think when we are stuck, it's just a matter of finding some form of hope to get up the next morning and keep moving forward. That is what creates the potential for high rolls down the line. And I think that's just as true in TFT as it is in life. So, with that said, thanks for listening to me spiel about the meta mindset, trust the ripening. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, comments about this topic, how it applies to your life. Um, and I hope you enjoy this coaching session with Aesah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I figure we can go through some odds of the specific games where I feel like probably had the most difference in the tournament. But I guess before we do that, I wanted to first ask what your take is on playing lines where I haven't practiced much in tournament. Specifically, I had two spots for Bubble Trouble Mals that I thought were decent spots, mainly because it looks really good in the stats, and there are people in Discord that were saying it's like broken. So I'm curious what your take is on like playing it for the first time in tournament.
I think it depends per player. Like for me, I am a pretty intuitive player, so I feel fairly comfortable doing that.
Mhm.
But I know like a lot of other players like struggle the first time, so they need to like learn a line.
Mhm.
I think I guess it depends. It's up to you. Like for me, I play like Diana and like Void for the first time in like Paris.
Yeah.
I actually like did pretty poorly on the first time, both times, but I feel like comfortable doing that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So then let's jump into this one.
Um, you're recording, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Double check. Okay. So this was Golden Gala. I think it was E or is that Gold Ionia?
Okay.
Nobody else really holding Ionia right now.
Yeah, agree with every unit here. Yeah, we have Ionia, so potentially could go off that. No upgrades though.
What I guess I could have committed Caitlyn to unlock Oriana.
I don't like committing like an item right here.
Yeah. What
I
in
think
what
there's a lot
spot
of things.
would you commit an item here?
Um, so I think basically committing one of these items is a really big cost, right? Like you probably have to go AP. Like
Yep.
you're basically committing AP, but for Oriana just one turn early,
Hmm.
and you're locking yourself out of like all sorts of augments. Like whatever you get, what if you make I don't know Archangel or Jill Gauntlet, then you get Trials of Twilight. You just can't take it, right? I mean you could, but it's a lot weaker.
Right.
So I think committing an item. I see a lot of challenger players do this, by the way. Like I saw this a lot in Pro Circuit, and I
Hmm.
heavily disagree with it. I think I would rather just stack one round. The only situation where I would maybe be willing to do it is if you knew for sure you're playing the lie. So I think if you had like Soda 2, Jarvan 2, and like Vi, then like okay. Well I know I want to play Oriana on board 2-1.
Right. That makes sense. Like, so you're for sure playing the
Maybe
line,
not.
or you have a high confidence that you can like streak with it.
Yeah, maybe not like that many things, but if I had like, yeah, like Vi, Jarvan 2, Sona paired maybe, but like I would need like a lot of things because it is a huge cost to commit before you see your augment.
Right.
Because I mean, what would you even make between Jill Gauntlet and Archangel?
Like, what do you mean? What would I make? Or like,
Like
which items I
hypothetically,
would I
if
prefer?
you want to commit to Oriana, like I'd probably do JG, but then what if you
Yeah.
get like Archangel augment? Then
Right.
you're just unhappy again.
Yeah. Um, out of these, I could go Unseal from Steel Yanara, but like I don't have IE Rageblade. So I'm like kind of defaulting middle here.
Okay. Yeah, I think Lake Excalion is not very good this patch. Unseal from Steel. Yeah, maybe Yasuo. I'm personally not that comfortable with the line, so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I also don't know how good it is, but just like something that I've seen other people do. But yeah, I think middle is um definitely fine. Gold Ione is not that good if you're not getting kills.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think Spear's Will is acceptable if you want to like play towards Ionia. I think like if you're not too contested, it's like fairly reasonable. But I think Two Trick is definitely like more than acceptable.
Okay. What do you think of Cluttered here to get an extra roll?
Hmm. Cluttered. Cluttered is okay. It's a little bit cluttered is I generally think of like not that good as a default in like a standard opener. What do you have? 6 gold plus 3 components.
Yeah. Is
But you do have gold Ionia,
yeah.
so maybe that could make up for it.
Because I'm thinking ideally if I roll middle, maybe I can get something like thick or something.
I'm
But
fine with the rolling middle, yeah.
Cluttered can also give me Jin pair, Shen pair, right? I forget if I have a Shen yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think cluttered is not that great without econ, but like you could potentially have econ. Although looking at your matchups, I see a lot of people with like pretty strong front line.
So now could commit Sona to play towards Demacia, unlock Poppy, or I could stay in Ionia.
Yeah. Hmm. This is a pretty tough choice. I would say your spot is definitely better for Demacia. You
Yeah.
have way more of the US and you have AP items. I'd probably do that, yeah.
What if I scouted?
Yeah, I think like it depends a lot on the lobby. But I think your spot is definitely a lot better for Demacia. I mean, you have an upgrade, you have a frontline pair, whereas like for Ionia, it's the other way around, right? Like you have a backline pair and not an upgrade. But I did see like a decent amount of like
Yeah, there are
yeah,
two
I saw
other
like quite
Demacia
a lot of
players.
Sonas, like including the player fighting right now.
Yeah, this guy, and then there's one other guy that had to.
Yeah, I saw several people like Loris as well. They're more likely to go to Seraphine, but
So, given that, are you staying in this line or trying to pivot?
I'm definitely willing to do I'm definitely willing to do Ionia for sure. It looks a lot more open. You
Yeah.
really don't want to play. I
So
mean,
this
even
guy
like
cluttered
this guy's
with
Demacia for
Demacia.
sure, right? Like
Yeah.
no question about it.
And then this guy Demacia.
Yeah, this guy's like very, very, very likely. So I would probably try to get out as soon as possible. Because even though your opener is a little bit better for it, if you end up in a three-way, it's really, really bad. Although it does look like there's another Yunara player as well.
Yeah, like I'd rather play two-way Ionia than three-way Demacia.
Yeah, yeah. I think that makes sense to me.
All right, off carousel here, I want IE, sword, bow.
Yeah, I think bow is better. You really only want like one more sword for the rest of the entire game, or
Right.
you want two bows.
What's your thought on sword over Gen 2 with cloak? Cloak I could slam like
I
adaptive.
think sword is better.
Yeah. And Gen 1 or Jinx?
I think it's Jin. Jinx, I think needs frontline items to be
Yeah.
effective. Like, yeah, even if she had the IE, she still would have like casted there.
What's your thought on these two 4 class drops
Yeah,
and
interesting.
whether
I think Seraphine is not going to be played under any circumstance with your item situation.
yeah.
Belveth, would you ever play a Belveth, random Belveth with Yasuo? I guess you could. I don't think it's like super important, but it maybe could be played
I
on
guess
three
it's just
wide.
stronger right now anyway.
Yeah, because you can play like Yasuo over Zed and then just play Belveth on three wide.
Yeah, okay. I should have kept.
And then you could also play Void over Jinx if you do that as well.
Yeah, I could technically play towards AD Kaisa, blue buff IE, but I'm like so far behind on the Rift Herald.
Yeah. Um, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but that's an interesting line for sure.
Like I'd be unlocking Rift Herald on fourth or no, 8 rounds, so 4-5.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be relying on Rift Herald. But I was thinking you could just like carry the Belveth.
Yeah, just still stay in Ionia and just carry the Belveth until I
Yeah,
get something better.
no
Yeah,
slam.
okay, I should have done that.
Yeah,
And
the
then
items are definitely
now,
key.
now I was like, what do I do with this?
Hmm.
Let's say I had kept the Belveth. Even then, like if I'm playing 80 Kaisa, the extra rods are kind of. I guess I just death cap onto set later with Ionia, but the extra tiers
Yeah,
are also rough.
the spot's definitely really tricky. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You could do like the blue Deathcap Seraphine, but like that's
Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
maybe it was actually Seraphine Freljord, like IE eventually goes on Volibear. Play Freljord with Volibear and Seraphine. Because I have the Scion, it's scale HP, but I have no belt items.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a really tricky spot. I think it's pretty reasonable to just stay in Ionia and no slam. Is like it really sucks. You're probably gonna lose the next 3 rounds. You're down 2 full items.
Pray for Pandora's big grab bag.
Yeah, but I think that's like it keeps things simple, right? Like it's like not great, but it is what it is. Like
Yeah. No slam. I'm gonna go through
I,
the whole stage with one more item if I don't hit an item augment.
none of these items really do anything though. Is a problem.
Hmm. Like blue buff might do something and let Jin cast earlier.
Yeah, I guess it's reasonable. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I don't think I actually came to that conclusion, but
Yeah, I think waiting is fine. I would usually level here. It's 1 gold, right? If you kill one more unit with gold Ionia, it's probably already like worth
okay,
it.
yeah.
It probably doesn't kill one more unit here. It's okay though. Yeah, I think item augment is really good here. Like fixture items.
So this is Golden Gala, which makes middle better, but I already have Econ and it's Gold Ionia. But I was also thinking if I'm one way contested, I could just like, get there earlier and roll. Um, Heavy is the crown. Well, both left and right are item augments, which I would like.
Yeah, I think heavy as a crown is less good than pyro. I'm not sure though.
See how heavy is the crown looks in the stats for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
That spot's definitely pretty tricky. I would probably I
You would roll
would
middle.
probably roll.
Like if the last one's guaranteed gold because of the portal, like this one in a vacuum. If I didn't have econ first one, I feel like I would insta click this one.
Um I mean I think advanced low knowing 100% your next one is gold is it's not like broken or anything.
Is it not? I thought it was actually really good on 3-2 if you need. I guess this is not.
I mean it's not yeah, it's not anything crazy compared
Yeah.
to I mean if someone just takes like, explosive growth, like they're probably leveled 1 turn earlier, but then they get there's a lot of good gold augments on 4 too. Because like if you're taking a silver, what are we trying to get on 4-2? Um, I mean like Silver Exiles is really good. Uh, what are the other silver combats? Like there's so many good gold augments. Yeah, like look at Silver 4-2. Or look
Those
at
boxing
Exiles.
lessons is maybe okay. Second win.
Yeah, second one is good. Boxing lessons is yeah, it's like pretty good, I guess.
Last cannon.
Class Can's okay. But yeah, I think like you're trying to get like Exile, second win, boxing lessons, like those are the best options. Best friends maybe. I don't even know you can get that on 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
But like look at the golds, because then you could get like Spirit Link, I don't know. There's just a lot of good things that you can get.
Yeah, big grab bag. Dual Q. With Lotus, Exiles. Yeah, a lot more combat on 4-2.
Maybe like Mess Hall.
Yeah. Revon Seal. Or no, I already rolled this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like Advanced Loan is that good, even if you know in Golden Gala. I have heard people talk about this a lot. I think it's like very overrated.
Okay. So you default Pyro.
Yeah, because again, if you just take like explosive growth, right, that gives you 28, and explosive growth is like not even that good. Like epic rolldown is like better. If advanced loan just gave you 33, like epic rolldown, I think is like still better, even without the drawback.
Yeah, the main
Like
thing
advanced loan,
with
like
this is I could level early, hit, and generate even more gold from gold Ionian.
That's true, yeah. You could level like 1 or 2 rounds earlier, which would save you a little bit of HP. But I think it's like not that much compared to Epic Rolldown giving you 13 more gold total. Because on average, you're usually going to use all the rolls.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would roll Advanced Loan personally. But yeah, Advanced Loan is probably better than Forward Thinking. I think your HP is too low. You need to start winning rounds.
Okay, so then we go 7 for sure here, and then
Yeah.
is the intuition to go 8 on 3/7 then? To roll ahead. I guess I should scout the guy that's contesting me, Ionia. Or should
Yeah.
I even just roll a little bit here?
Well, it just depends. I don't think rolling here is that good, just because like no matter what, you're gonna be 2 items behind. You already have like
Right.
upgraded front line and back line, so it's like even if you hit units, your board is still like even if you 2-star a lot more stuff, like you use 2-star Shen. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
have that many pairs, but let's say you 2-star Shen and Malawi, and then you play like 4 Bruiser. I don't think it swings that many fights.
Okay, because I don't think I am winning fights much without slamming it up, without having more item slams, which I don't have anything that really will make that big of a difference. So yeah, I mean, in
This is
hindsight, I
definitely
think
a
I
tricky
shouldn't have
spot, for
taken
sure.
advanced loan, but was that?
I mean, this is for sure a tricky spot. I just don't think. um, Ideally, you scout the other player, but also like I know you mentioned a lot about like rolling ahead of another player, but I don't think that many people in this lobby are rerolling. If the whole lobby is playing 4 costs and one other person is looking for like Yunara Wukong, you actually want to roll behind the rest of the lobby. Like you're more likely to hit by like a decent amount, actually.
Uh, you have the math on that? If it's I so if it's
Yeah, I mean it's
no
pretty.
other way contested, that makes sense. But if one other person takes even just like 2 copies out of the pool,
Yeah,
but then the rest of the lobby has pulled. Okay, we should be able to do the roll calculator, right?
yeah, it's pretty simple, right?
You know if
There's
there's a
about
roll
14
calculator
costs.
that's updated? This is not updated for set
No, but well,
6.
it doesn't matter what the
Okay.
odds are, right? Like the odds could be 1%, it could be 90%. It doesn't matter, right?
Okay, so let's say 0 out and then let's say like 4 out or something. This is I'm doing the analysis for rolling, let's say on 3/7.
Okay,
Um
sure.
amount of gold, let's just say like 40.
Sure.
So 25% to get copy this scenario. Okay, and then let's say someone has like 2 copies out,
Okay.
and then if everyone else rolls, let's say what, 2 4 costs per person, more 3, 4.
I feel like you have to think like more than 2 4 costs per person, right? Or
But
3.
but if you wait until everyone's literally done with their roll down, you won't have time to execute your roll down, right? Like you're kind of starting maybe when people
Yeah, that's
are
why you're
in the
averaging it,
middle.
right? So if you're saying like the person contesting you has 2 copies, let's just say we're looking for Yunara, right?
Yeah,
So if we're saying the other Ionia player has 2 copies of Yunara, I mean they probably also have like you have to say on average. If you're saying on average, right? They also have to have like 2 copies of Wukong, probably like Swain, Tarek, potentially.
okay.
So I think you have to say
Say
like five
3,
at least.
5 per person. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
because
think
what is the chances? Sorry, go ahead.
5 4 cost, like that's assuming everyone hits like a 2 star 3 cost and like another. I don't think most
Well, I'm
people have the
saying
gold for
no,
that.
but you're saying 2 copies of Yunara, right? That's to just make it even.
Yeah, like
Why
I
don't
mean, I guess I'm just being conservative on this and aggressive, or sorry, just trying to be like
right? So
balancing the
I'm saying like,
FPs.
why don't we just assume like everyone has 1 copy of like like you either assume everyone has 2 copies of the 2 costs they want or 1 copy. Like right? Like that makes the most sense.
Okay, what are you proposing I put in here?
Okay, just put one on the left then. Right? Everyone has 1 copy of every 4 costs they want, so they have about 3 total, right?
Yeah, although
That's like an average amount.
okay, let's look at what that says. Let's say like this doesn't
But
move it that much, I agree. But if we move this to
it doesn't really
2,
matter, yeah. Right, but if you're saying two, then you have to say like, a Demacia player. If you're saying someone has two Yunaris, you have to say a Demacia player has two Garens, two Fluxes, right?
yeah, I'm just like assuming that someone high rolls.
But why would
Like
you assume someone high
yeah, I
rolls? I
get what
think
you're
the low
saying
roll.
from an average case. Because
Yeah, yeah.
most of the time you're not going to roll down after everyone unless you're waiting until 4-3. Like
Right, but why would you assume exactly the one person who's looking for your unit's high rolls? What if the other player's high roll? Like it's what? It's
right.
I think that makes no sense because first of all, your roll odds is a random number to begin with. So like assuming that the one person you can test high rolls makes no sense.
Okay. Then let's increase this number.
I mean, if you're saying two Yunaras, then it should be like at least five, right? Because you're saying your opponent has two copies of the four costs you're looking for. So you have to assume all the other people have two copies of each four cost they're looking for.
Okay. Like what, 4 times 32 or 40 even?
Well, most people are looking for more than two four costs, right?
Yeah. Let's just say
Like
40.
Seraphine Lysandra is three, Demacia is like at least three.
Okay.
Um,
So
it's a little
just
trickier with the unlocks on this set, honestly. But
yeah.
like
Okay, let's just say like I don't know, 35 if you account for like a void player with unlock and
either way, like um,
yeah, I mean it's pretty similar.
again, it's a little trickier with the unlocks. And another thing that can be tricky is if a void player wants Wukong, right? Like that's not good for you.
Yeah. Okay. I guess this was not as far off as I
But in general, again, like this set is different. But there's just like 14 four costs, right? And there's two players, or there's seven other players.
Mhm.
Most four cost comps want like three.
Right. Okay. So let's say
So on average, like three times seven, right? Like 21 four costs being pulled out. Like you can just assume everyone like hits one. That's what makes the math easiest. Like everyone hits one copy, right?
you're saying this is 21 and this is 1.
Yeah, I mean you could double all these numbers, right? Like you can make it 2 and 42 or whatever, but it's gonna be pretty much the same, yeah.
Okay. Um well, given that I took this augment though, I probably like if I'm gonna wait until 4-2, I should have just taken 4 thinking, right? Like the whole point of
Yeah, it
taking
doesn't matter.
this.
It doesn't matter that much. You should just roll when it's convenient for you. I guess my point is like, yeah, I heard you mention like wanting to roll before one other person several times, but it actually
Mhm.
makes you less likely to hit on average.
Okay, so this is mainly if it's two-way. Like if we double this
One
figure,
other person, yeah. But again, like it's tricky, right? Because if there's a void player, they might be buying Wukongs.
right?
If there's a Bilgewater player, maybe they buy Wukongs.
Yeah. So this gets worse if there's kind of not direct contest, but adjacent contests on like key units.
Yeah, because like Wukong is very important as well.
Mhm.
Um, but I would say it doesn't matter that much. Like you should just roll whenever you want to roll.
Yeah. Which from this spot, I don't think I'm.
Yeah, 3-7 is pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be like in the 30s for HP, which is a little scary, but I don't know. I feel like the other alternative is to like go AP with like blue death cap.
Which if I kept the Seraphine, I could have done that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that personally. I think it's also very hard to see in game.
Yeah.
Just because like there's too much stuff to do.
So
I
even
think like sorry, go ahead.
um let's say I stick with the Ionia line, I still am like at a loss at what to slam because I want to keep a rod open for Rageblade.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just wait and then you go for bow. If you can't get bow, you go for a tier item or like a chain vest specifically.
Yeah,
Probably
so then I'm
maybe like
kind of thinking I
maybe
might as
Crown
well
Guard.
just slam arc. Or you're saying slam blue
Wait, you're saying Slam Archangel?
for set later. Like if I'm committed to Ionia,
I still think it does anything, right? Like on average, I think you're really like limiting your items by the time you get to 4-1.
didn't have any
You're
AP scaling.
limiting
Like
22.
makes no diff.
Yeah, and it's only on his ultimate.
Like I'm also thinking like, what are the odds that I'm going to use the first rod's gonna go to Rageblade. What are the odds
Yeah.
that I'm gonna use an open rod for something else? Which
I mean, tier can be belt, chain, or cloak.
right.
So
Okay.
when you use up a tier, you lose all those options, right? I don't think
Yeah.
it's that unreasonable to get two of those by 4-1.
Okay. Yeah, it just feels so bad to float all these components. Okay, I see what
Yeah, I
you're
mean, I
saying.
agree. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you probably heard it from me many
Yeah.
times to
Yeah,
not
don't
close out
do
the
three or
components.
more
But
or
I just think,
four.
like, on average, if you make an Archangel with this board, it's going to save you less than 1 HP per round.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
If I were to do something, I think blue, like, maybe can save you HP, but I think it's not that much, right? Like, I think blue might save you, like, 1 HP per round.
Okay. And then here I could take the Rage Blade or another tier Yanara. I assume it's the bow.
I would take bow, yeah. You don't need, like, gold here, right? Like, you really need to fix your items.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, basically, because you don't have that many items, right? I feel like on 4-1, what's going to happen a lot of times is you're not going to have like 3 item tank because of this Archangel. Obviously, like I haven't seen this game yet, but I think that's like a pretty frequent occurrence.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look at the components there. I got a little bit panicked here because I'm like, I'm way too low to HP. So I sent it or I leveled to 8
Sure.
because I was like, maybe this will save me a little HP. That
Yeah. I would
doesn't.
just wait one still, because you're still a little poor, right? Like if you level, you have like 44 gold plus your bench, but like you lose like Clutter Mind, you're getting 5 XP natural per turn. So you're gonna lose like maybe like 10 gold potentially.
Yeah. Okay. It just felt so bad to be so, but like, yeah, even if I hit, I don't have tank items, so it's not even like I'm
Yeah.
favored to win.
Exactly. I think this is a concept that I didn't understand for like thousands of games of TFT that I played until I learned it from Socks, where it's like, yeah, even if you hit Wukong and Yunara here, are you gonna win the round? Like, not necessarily, right?
Right.
Because
And then on top of that, at this point, I should probably bail on clutter value.
mm, I would do it for one more round, right? You're losing like 1 gold for. I mean, it doesn't matter that much. I think. Like, if you bail on Clutter Valley, you can make 1 more gold here in exchange for 3 XP. I think it's like pretty close.
Okay. And then here I should probably also just open sell to make econ for my Ionia units.
Yeah. You're like 7. Yeah, I would just open sell. But yeah, you're like 7 gold behind from this early level. I will say if it wins you the round, I think it's worth it, but I think it just like doesn't win you the round that often.
Yeah. Okay, if I did not slam this raw tier here,
I mean, that would not have, yeah, it would not have helped you with these components at all. So,
okay.
although I'm not sure, right? Because I would probably potentially reforge one of those components, maybe. But yeah, I mean, it would not have helped you here.
And in this spot, I could make Bruiser Emblem DB, or I could do Redemption.
I'm personally willing to reforge sword and full archangel. It's a little bit risky, but since you have 2 of them,
Sword and what?
full archangel, it's definitely a little
Oh,
risky.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's risky. I think like DB redemption is fine.
I like that because if I get Sterak is actually quite good on Wukong, and if I get like any other like BT or whatever, that can still go on set. JG's better. Heartbreaker even works.
There's not that many bad items you can get, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main problem is like the Archangel on a set is just not really doing anything. I think like you really need like a Yunara or a Wukong item here.
Yeah. So why reforge the sword?
To potentially get something that matches with tier.
Oh, for tank item. I'm
Yeah,
also thinking
because the
like
way I
ideally I want 3 item Yunara right now.
or three on Wukong, like like basically like right now, if you don't reforge, um, you could be like 3 item, 1 item. You basically have like 4 total between Yunara and Wukong, and you want 5 total.
Yeah.
You're looking for something that matches tier mostly, and they can make Sterex. But if you get it like a Yunara item with a
Like tier I could
Archangel,
just make
then that's
redemption now, right? Unless you're saying I want to be
well.
able to
Then you have
send.
sword left over, which is fine. But I'm saying like if you reforge the Archangel, then it just gives you more options, right? Because if you go redemption sword, and then let's say you reforge the Archangel and you get like let's say you get Deathblade, right? Then now you have another problem. So it just gives
Right.
you more options.
Okay. What do I want to do with this spat?
Uh Maybe Quick Striker, but there's not that many good options, I feel like.
Quick striker I'll only do if I reforge the pan, right?
Yeah, I think you're not using it until carousel in most cases.
Okay. I also didn't realize I had 2 reforgers, which makes reforging this even better.
It's definitely tricky for sure. I think it's hard to see in game because you have a lot to do on this turn.
Isn't it reforged here then? Because I think Sterak is actually one of Wukong's best items.
Sterex is completely fine, but I want to reforge sword and make Sterex most of the time, right? Because then you can hit belt, cloak, or chain. That's what I was
Oh,
talking
I
about
see.
earlier.
Okay.
Whereas tier just has the most outs.
Okay.
Because if you're reforging a full item, you want an open DPS slot and an open tank slot. And yeah, I think you could just open sell like a lot of this stuff. I think is making it roll down pretty slow, like holding a lot of these units for cluttered. Yeah, redemption. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. But yeah, if this Archangel, you get any Yunara item, any Taric item, it's a lot better.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think this is like pretty hard to see, like I said.
So on this roll down, we're saying I should open sell earlier. It's a cleanup.
I would have prepped it, yeah, on neutrals. But yeah, I think like even having like this Jarvan Kiana Briar is making it like trickier for you.
Yeah. Why did I even have those? It's because I was doing cluttered. Oh no, I wasn't even doing cluttered. I should have just cleaned up my bench. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it happens. It happens to everyone. It happens to me. But ideally, yeah, I think it like would let you go a lot faster.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, right now you have to like every time you buy a unit, you have to sell a unit, so it, like slows you down a lot.
Yeah, and losing this fight's a huge deal. I should have rolled to basically 0.
Yeah, because we're making an extra 3 econ here, but again, like by leveling early, we lost 7 gold
Yeah.
on 3-7. I think items are
Sending.
fine here.
Yeah. So this could
I'd probably
be
just do
quick.
quick strike there
Yeah.
immediately. I would also reforge potentially Archangel still, but it's okay if you don't.
And then I should also be rolling. I don't know why I'm. I think I
They
was
can play this.
stable.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would roll here. There's like you're trying to hit Swain, I guess, because
Wukong
like you're a little
too.
too far off on 2 Wukongs. This is
Yeah.
why I think okay, like I know for this spot, there's definitely a decent chance you die before level 9, but this is why I do think like going for cluttered on like 3-7 is still better because you made 1 extra goal not going for cluttered.
Hmm.
It's not a big deal either way, right? But I think it's like a decent chance you're still gonna go for 9. Um, I guess like if you go for 9, cluttered is better. If you don't go for 9, then making the 1 extra gold is better. But I think it's also not proportional, right? Because it's twice as good if you go for 9. So it's like, are you going to go for 9 like at least 33% of the time from this spot, which I think is like pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I've opened belly.
I do think if you natural Wukong pair, you roll here though. Best item is probably Even Shroud, I think.
Yeah. I was considering Sterak on the
Yeah, Shyvana
Shiv,
pair.
but yeah, I need shred. Especially
Yeah,
against
I
all
think that's
the
reasonable as well,
Blessians.
but since you're short on items, like Shyvana 2 is not even like that big of a spike.
Yeah. I also should have still have reforged that Archangel. Like if I get melee items, Shyvana could also carry.
Yeah.
There aren't really any misses.
Yeah, I think like based on the components you got, having like an extra tier rod would have not helped you that much, but um just having like the third tank item on Taric is really important. I mean, it's also good to point out that like whatever happens this game, like your components were definitely like very unlucky, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's tough. Like this is like a roll diff, but you can't, like you don't know for sure. Yeah, reforge bow first, which is I think what you did. Okay, probably just like I guess like Valangel Gauntlet or Steadfast and Second Archangel. Either one is probably pretty equivalent. Oh, I think Hand Justice is for sure weaker than Jewel
Yeah.
Gauntlet.
Agreed.
Set is not really like a drain tank. You mostly just want him to like
Yeah.
cast like once.
I think I just ran out of time thinking.
Yeah.
Wait.
This all looks fine.
Kindred is probably still worse than either Shyvana or Fiddle, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with the board you have. Like the jump from 2 to 3 quick striker is not that big.
Okay, and then here,
I was just solo Kong, yeah. Every fight is like pretty important at this point.
okay,
One thing you could do positioning wise, I usually put my set like next to or my Shen next to Fiddle so you can last second swap set. Because right now it's kind of hard for you, right? Because there'll be a tank for him next to him.
okay, yeah.
Unless like you're just planning to stay on this side, like regardless, then that's fine.
I was thinking that either Fiddle 2's maybe not fight diff, and if I'm gonna survive longer, I need a stronger board, so I was just gonna lock.
Yeah, I don't think either decision is like I think it's a close decision. I don't think either one is like necessarily wrong. But for me, I just think from this spot you are not that likely to upgrade Wukong in the near future based on your gold situation as well.
Yeah.
So I think just like taking the immediate upgrade. But
Okay,
yeah, I mean, it won't have to make the difference here probably.
so I think the big point is wait until 3-7 would have saved me
Yeah,
5 gold, or no,
it was
10
7
gold, 7 gold. Yeah.
because you lost 5 from cluttered plus natural, and then 2 more from interest.
And then I think the other big decision was whether or not to have even probably not take advanced loan.
I think advanced loan, yeah, it's just not that good. I think it's very overrated in Golden Gala.
Yeah, and Pyro Maniac would have just been better for me to have had ideally 3 item then I could have really prioritized the reforging and had
Yeah.
3 item Yunara and hopefully 3 item tank.
I think a lot. Yeah, I think reforging the Archangel would have helped you a lot here. I think, yeah, Advanced Loan. I think a lot of people maybe compare it to getting 21 gold. They're like, oh, it's like 50% better. But I think if Advanced Loan basically like had no drawback, it's like pretty close to balanced. Like getting 21 gold is like really underpowered.
Right. Okay.
And I think the drawback from going from a gold to silver on 4-2 is a lot bigger than most people think.
Okay. And then even earlier, was there better angle than clutter that we discussed?
I think clutter is fine.
Okay, we said Spears will.
I think Spears Will is pretty like viable for sure.
Okay. Okay, let's jump into the other
I do
game.
think this middle two makes a really big difference though. Like,
Oh, you think it would make fight diff? That seemed like
I mean,
pretty
you're 3
irrelevant.
items, right? That so like it's a pretty big difference. You just move items from set.
Oh, forgot about that.
I mean, who knows to say whether it would have been fight diff? Like, I think if you had 3 item fiddle two and you position it the exact same way, I think it's very possible you win that fight. But it's too hard. It's hard to say.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, right? It's just like results or whatever.
It could have. I mean, 1 or 2 placements was actually what caused me to not make day 2. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm saying like the results in like this exact fight. Like if you fight someone super strong, it's not fight diff, or if you win anyway, right? Like, I mean, part of the reason is because your set doesn't actually do anything in this fight, so that would be
yeah.
like a 3 item fiddle too.
Okay, I can buy it. I don't know why it didn't even cross my mind to move the items up. All right, so this game I needed to play
Sorry,
for first.
one last thing I want to say about the last
Oh
game
yeah.
is Quick Striker is a healing item. So yeah, like the Hand of Justice. I know we already talked about this, but I think the Hand of Justice is a lot weaker than AP item.
Right. Yeah, JG would have been significant.
Okay, that's all.
Um, okay, so this was the last game, and I needed to get a first.
Okay.
Be able to make the next day,
Yeah.
and so I think there's a specific point in the game that go over.
Okay. I mean, everything so far looks pretty smooth.
There's 4-2 augment, and then there's. Let's just go over it.
Yeah, this all looks good. Save source. You're already 3 item. Save for Infinity Edge.
That was an unfortunate walk up there. Okay, so let me go back to my board.
I think
So
max build might be the best option here.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I can either just make sure I stabilize hard and get a bunch of gold from Ionia, or I could go for 3-star 4 cost.
Yeah. I mean, it's for sure not Pandora's. You already have 2 item augments, plus like 3 item tank, 3 item carry. I think max build and malicious are very similar. I think max build is better. Malicious, assuming you win every round, you're making about like let's just say 45 gold. The dupe is probably worth like 15 to 20.
If
So
I
I guess
use it
malicious
on
is
my
worth
last
more.
3-star 4 cost, then this is probably like 20-ish gold plus 5 shop route. So it's like worth 30 gold if I don't count this one. Whereas
Yeah,
this is more upfront now if I'm winning one.
yeah. I
This
was
is
thinking
more
you would
later.
usually end up using the dupe immediately. I didn't realize they nerfed this from 7 to 5, but that makes sense. It was really good. But malicious, I'm also saying like best case scenario. If you win every round,
Right.
you're making like 45.
Sure.
But I think like backbuild is better to like help you win those rounds also.
Yeah. And if I win the rounds, then I generate more gold from Ionia.
Yeah. Oh, maces I think is pretty reasonable. Even though like you are two item augments, this one is mostly not an item augment, right? Like
Yeah,
it
the
just secures
combat.
your infinity edge right away.
Oh, but I don't have. Oh, right, right.
I think maces
Yeah.
is. I think I would just take maces here, but I'm not sure. It's close.
I see. Yeah, that makes
It is
sense.
a little sus because you have a lot of items already. But yeah, this again like a half. It's more than half in the combat portion. Like if you imagine if it gave you double what the combat part is, it'd be probably really good.
How do I think about how much more damage this is giving my Yanara?
I just think of it as like a 1/3 item augment, 2/3 combat, like something around there. It's a little understated because it gives you a specific component, but like it's also because you need that component right now. Like that's
Yeah.
the one component you really need.
Okay. Like if I knew for
Um,
sure I wouldn't be able to get glove off carousel, this is better.
I'm also not sure because you are saying you need exactly a first, so then it's like maybe max build is better for that. Yeah, I would say like AVP, I would go maces, but if you need exactly first, maybe max build is better.
Okay.
It's definitely tricky. I'm not sure.
This also kind of goes back to your point about like odds are pretty good that you will eventually get a glove. Or I guess I have less rounds here.
Yeah, yeah. From this point, it's not that good, right? Because last time we were talking about this was like your stage 2 carousel, where like
Yeah.
you only need one sword. But from here, it's odds are like okay. I would say,
Yeah.
like the anvil itself is 50-50, and then all the other components probably are like 50-50, including like your let's just say you're gonna be like third pick carousel. So you're probably like 75-25 to get a glove, but that's still a little risky.
Okay. And then from here, are we waiting to 4-5?
Hmm. Level 1 roll, we have basically no gold besides our free rolls. Yeah, I think we have to wait.
How do you think about Val on Swain versus Wukong here?
I think Wukong's better. Swain has like, oh wait, sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah,
Oh, Val.
Val.
Sorry.
This is
Wukong's
like,
a lot better. I don't think it's close.
oh
Much
really?
Wukong's much better. I think that's extremely not close.
If it makes the diff on a Swain cast though, that could be worth it, right? Like if Swain dies before you cast.
Um, I think if it makes a diff, in that case, I'm still not sure Val is better on Swain, but I think it's not going to make the diff that often. Like I think your Swain will still cast in most scenarios because I mean, first of all, the double redemption actually heals him, and then like you have enough front line, you can put him in the middle, and like they will tank for
Oh,
him.
Redemption's only one range, right? So I should be putting my Swain next to
Oh, I
Wukong.
thought it was two range, but
I think they
you might be right.
nerfed that.
They nerfed that like during this set.
I think so. Maybe it's been
Okay,
a
yeah,
while. I'm pretty. All right, I just hovered it.
yeah, it is one range.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that, but you are right. Oh, I had no idea they changed that during this set. Yeah, I say like positioning wise, your Swain is on the outside here. So if your opponent's like left side,
Yeah.
he's not gonna cast. But if you just have like Shen to the left of Swain, I think he almost always casts.
Okay. I really want that glove. That was
Yeah.
so now it feels really bad that I don't have. I forgot to ISO set here. Unlock set.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think this all looks good. I mean, obviously besides the set thing.
Then this guy I'm starting to pay attention to this guy because he has a 6 Warwicks, and then he's holding my units too.
Yeah. It definitely looks like he is interested in playing Yunara. He's like kind of flexing both lines.
Oh, I did find the IE. Okay. Here, do you like Sterak on Kindred or Sterak on Wukong move Vow to Swain? I think like
That's a good question.
Wukong
I
Steraks looks really good in the stats.
I mean that's just an item economy thing, but like
And he gets the double shield, right, on his stone
yeah.
statue.
But the double shield is the same as him just, having more like if you have like, an HP item or a resist item, like the clone gets the HP or resist.
Or isn't this wait, can you say that one more time?
Like let's just say you have like a Bramble, right?
Mhm.
Um Instead of Stacks proccing twice, the clone would just have all the extra armor.
Oh yeah, but like
Like having Stacks proccing twice shouldn't really matter that
isn't
much.
50% HP like a lot though relative to the armor?
Well, I mean, it's the same as like any tank, right? Like if you have Sterix on like a Garen, like it doesn't proc twice, but the Garen has all the resist from Demacia and Defender. It also has the durability from the spin.
Okay, I guess just intuitively to me, it seems very straightforward that this would be significantly better. Because Wukong will have like I don't know off the top of my head, like 3,000 HP. That's like getting an additional 1,500 shield for free.
The clone has 3,000 HP.
Doesn't does it not have as much? Oh, it has less HP. I see. Okay, so it's extra
So I would
500
say,
shield.
yeah, I would say the main advantage of Sterix proccing twice is like the decaying aspect of it. But assuming you're actually getting the full value of the shield, it shouldn't make a difference whether like Wukong's like like the shape of Wukong's ability shouldn't make a difference. But I do think because the shield decays, and yeah, proccing twice is better on Wukong than it is on other units. But I think it like doesn't matter that much, It's like a little bit
Okay.
better.
Okay, so then you like Sterak here.
I would probably this is a close one. I think I would do the Sterix Wukong now because of what we were saying about Swain.
Yeah.
I think on 4-1 with your board, like stage 4, I think your Swain is extremely likely to cast no items, but I think on stage 5, this is getting into territory where your Swain is like not that likely to cast.
Okay.
So I think I would do it on the Wukong. Also because like you only have one remover left, so now you
Yeah.
can never get the setup that you want on the next carousel,
Right.
which is
Unless I
around the Swain.
specifically I could get a tank item and move Vow,
That's true. Yeah,
but it
you could
does
do that.
decrease my flexibility
That's true.
because I still need shred,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and
no matter what, you have to go for Shred.
if I get LW now, then it feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You just put the Sterix on the Swain. Like, you're right. It's not ideal. I think the main thing to me is just in stage 5. I think like Swain without Val is one star Swain without Val. No Juggernaut is like starting to like maybe not cast, but in stage
Yeah.
4, I think he almost always casts.
Okay. Still no shred.
Yeah, like here, I think it would be nice to have a better Kindred item and then Sterix on Wukong,
Yeah.
which I think is going to happen like fairly often. I guess. Wait, can we look at your 5-1 item choices actually? You didn't have that many options, right?
Needed to make
Okay,
IE.
yeah, you have to take Infinity Edge. Okay, no, yeah, no, there's no choice here. Okay.
What's your thought on Rageblade versus Kraken here? I guess that's just a strategy.
Um, I think Kraken is a little better. I don't think this is something you can use data for though, because
Okay.
Kindred as a 5 cost is mostly just gonna have like the leftovers of whatever.
Okay.
But I do think Kraken's a little better. I do think data is close to completely irrelevant for this.
Okay. So at this point, it looks good except for this guy.
Yeah, there's a Brock player, right?
There's a Brock player, and this guy has 7 7 Warwicks.
Warwick. Yeah.
And
I guess one thing you could do is think about holding Vi and Jinx throughout the stage, but it's also expensive remover wise, so
to try to
probably not
unlock
that viable.
Warwick.
Yeah, it's not that
Oh
viable.
yeah, I didn't think about that.
If you had more removers, maybe.
Okay, and
I mean,
then
there's nothing you can do about that. Just gotta play your strongest.
yeah. So now I'm also thinking about game plan wise. Does it make more sense to try to go for 3-star Yonara? Or I think I'm playing him soon, just going to 9 and knocking him out.
Yeah. So the 2 HP streaking guy is a Brock player, right? I think it just depends like how strong they are.
I'm pretty sure if he hits 3-star work, I can't beat him unless
Yeah.
I hit my own 3-star forecast. And yeah, there is the other Brock streaker.
I think I'd mostly be worried about the Brock player.
Okay, so just
Because if you do roll, you have to wait for Jelly to die before you roll.
because of the Wukongs.
And the Yunara. It's just too hard to hit, I think.
Oh, I see.
Even one extra Yunara makes like it much harder to hit. Like your last copy alone is 50% more gold. But
So
like every copy
here
until that is harder.
you would go 9
I
or just wait, sit.
I think you could wait. Well, the main thing is like you need to scout the Brock player and see if you think you can win without a 3-star forecast. Because you're saying you need exactly first for sure, right? Like second is not good enough.
Yeah.
I think you just need to see like yeah, I would need to see the Brock player's board and see if we think we can win.
Okay. I think I was improperly assessing how big of a threat this person was. Because they were at 10
I mean, if
gold.
this person hits, they hit. It is what it is, you know. Like I'm just not. I'm not worried. Yeah, if they hit, then it is. It is what it is. I mean, they're one off, right? So,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like the bigger threat you think they are, then you should roll
I guess
because
I
most of
also
their gold they have. They roll most of their gold here.
yeah, I was surprised he didn't just sell his bench and try to find the last Warwick. Um
Could be APM diff.
yeah. And I guess I was assuming that I needed to knock him out, but I knock him out if he just doesn't hit, right?
Yeah, I think.
And my board's
I think
already
you should
strong
win
enough.
this, right? There's 3 Jinx.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have even leveled here. I should have just sat because if I for some reason lost or he hit 3-star Warwick, then I should stay at 8 to roll. So there's almost no
Yeah,
situation I should be
exactly.
going 9 here.
Yeah, exactly. There's basically no situation where you need to level here. Like if they hit, then they hit regardless, and you want to be 8. And if
Yeah.
they don't hit, then I think you just win anyway.
Okay. This was a mistake. I think I was just not even sure that I was going to beat him, but I for sure do.
It's a tricky situation.
I didn't even need to roll that deep. And for some reason, I thought I just needed to go all in and he was the only threat, but I should have been considering the other players. I even
Yeah, I was
deepest
mostly
this.
thinking about like the Brock player, like the entire game. Last Whisper for sure.
Oh, I forgot about Shred. Yeah, should be move red buff to Senna and LW the okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Okay,
Oh
and then
wow,
that
yeah,
guy
the Clark
died
died,
too,
so
so I'm
you're up
just playing this guy.
against Seraphine. Okay.
but no shred actually is pretty bad here. How would you think about positioning this more optimally?
This looks pretty reasonable. Your set's gonna proc instantly. I want Swain on the far left side, I think. Well, I don't know
Uh,
if Swain's gonna cast far left, so maybe this is fine. I mean, what you have looks like fairly reasonable.
I was very
I think as long as like
surprised that
that,
I lost it.
yeah, I mean it's really really close. I think as long as set procs right away, that's like the most important thing. Uh, but yeah, I mean Last Whisper, I think it makes a really 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 big
Yeah,
difference.
okay, this is LW diff there.
I think you want to be same side with your carries also,
So
because you could
Inara
just
fires through.
you could just completely negate the Sand Soldiers potentially.
Oh, okay. I have solo frontline, or I guess it was this Edge of Night that screwed up the thing.
Yeah, this is hard to see. I probably remove her set here, but it's like really hard to
Oh,
see in game.
oh, yeah, remove her and then put it back on after he does the sit-ups.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that probably would have been fight diff. Oh my god.
Could
Okay.
have been. It's yeah, I mean it definitely could have been.
The fight before was probably LW diff, and then that fight could have been remover diff.
Spark here, I guess. Not really any great options.
Okay, so Carrie's left side. And not having this Starak on the Swain feels bad too.
Your Swain's a little too far away from his
Yeah.
Seraphine.
Oh,
Like
was I not stunning him?
yeah. Like you should stun his backline like close to 100% of the time in this setup.
Yeah.
But your Swain's too far away.
Yeah, I didn't get the
Can't read.
Seraphine stunned. I got the list stunned.
Swain is 5 hex range, so
Yeah, and so many close fights. Okay, so I should just do Wukong A4, Swain A5.
5 hex. Swain A5. It's weird because he's not using corner. I guess Swain A5 is fine where he is, but it doesn't reach corner. But he's not using corner, so
Okay.
Swain A5 will perfectly reach his backline. Yeah,
If he was in corner, then what?
Swain
Set
middle and
here, Swain middle, Wukong A3.
um, yeah, I think you could also do it the other way around, like Swain left side and then like Swain and Wukong A2 and A1.
Okay. Okay. So big picture wise, I think the big mistake was going all in on trying to knock out the Warwick guy.
Yeah, it ended up working out because based on what happened, if I saw this as my final matchup and how close it was, I would probably just go 9 anyway, which is what you did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like overall, I mean we're skimming through it. I think overall it looks really good. I think the main thing is like missing Last Whisper is a really big deal.
Yes. And then Swain positioning on the stun. Oh, and then having the wherewithal to remember that Edge of Night that I was even like looking at that.
The Swain thing is pretty unusual. Like it's yeah, because he's 5 hex range. It's 2 hex and then 3 hex AoE. It's really unusual that your Swain doesn't hit their backline. But it's just something like that can occasionally come up. Yeah,
Okay. And then also the Steric on the Kindred also kind of bit me. Then I didn't have the Vow on the Swain.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. Anything else jump out at you in this game?
Um, I mean nothing we haven't already talked about. Yeah, I think backline left side is better.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's to both get rid of the sand soldiers and or like not have to worry about them, and then also uh
For your piercing as well.
piercing.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I'm left side, how do I position set relative to these two in a way that set does push-ups early enough, but then my left side's not too weak if he
I
overruns
think
this side.
positioning your front line exactly as is fine. Like your opponent doesn't have melee carries, right? Like your Yunara and Kindred are not going to die before your Wukong is slain ever.
Okay, this Shyvana could like get to my backline. I keep this.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to do anything.
Okay. Now I guess related to that is like if Set didn't have Eon, like Set could be in front here. I don't know how the timing will work out, but it's possible that if my backline is here, they would go over here while Set's fighting some random sedge here.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
But I don't know. It's like kind of hard to know what actually would have happened.
Yeah, that's true. That could happen. But I think like even if you look at the Shen, like pause fight right now, like the Shen is full health, right? Like it's kind of
Yeah.
holding it down on the right side because like no one has any damage over there.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh yeah, they'll be there. All right, cool. It's helpful. Appreciate the coaching
Yeah, for
session.
sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later
Well,
then.
sorry you didn't do as well as you wanted in the trials, but
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get it better next time. I think the 8th place one, I think, was the big one. Like I just got lost on what to do. And I think I probably picked the worst out. Like that 7 gold loss was probably a pretty big deal. Like if I wanted to go 8 in that spot, maybe I should have gone earlier. But I think it's 3 sevens probably.
I think it's just without items. Even if you do go 8 and you
Yeah.
hit really hard, you still are not that strong. Is the main thing to
Yeah, that's
recognize.
true. And I don't like fucking it up to low rolling on items. I kind of felt that way, but I should have reforged that Archangel as well.
I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like you already have Infinity Edge. You're always gonna be down, like basically 4 components on stage 3, unless you go like Death Cap, Blue Buff. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only way to not be down components on that stage.
Yeah, it's just like who does blue buff go? Actually, blue
Yeah,
buff
like
now is actually quite good on Kindred. I saw.
yeah. I mean, to me, it would have to be like Death Cap, Blue Buff, IE on Seraphine specifically.
Yeah,
That would be like the only way to like be strong that stage. But then you have an Infinity Edge, and then you're down an item later. Maybe that's the right play. Like I don't know what like maybe that's what like the perfect AI would do for max AVP. I think it's like pretty hard for any like human to do. I'm also like not confident. It's like,
yeah. I
but
also
yeah,
could
like
have
maybe
played
it's just
around
blue
that
death cap
Velvet.
like Seraphine. I guess that's probably like the only thing you can do.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Thanks for the coaching session.
Yeah. I guess for set 16 next tournament, it's probably just gonna be the plus tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in about a month.
Yep. All right, I'll talk to you later then.
All right. See ya.